into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Offerman. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey guys, welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV's Muppets After Show. Yeah, see, that's the exact heads need to move just a little bit, as if there was a hand up your backside.
Okay, there it is. I was like,
guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Zach Wilson. You can follow me, tweet me throughout the week, throughout the show, at @ZachWilson. Now let me introduce you to my fantastic panel for tonight. To my left, Katie Cullen.
Hi, all my buddies. You can tweet me at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet.
And you guys can find me. I'm
back.
Steve Kaufmann. You can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That is KAUFMANN on Twitter.
And Alexis Torres is here.
hey everybody, you can find me all over social media as atorres890.
All right, guys. Let's just start off. What do you guys think of tonight's episode?
I liked it.
It was great.
I didn't think it was as good as last week's, but I really did enjoy it.
I want them more to be like this.
Yeah?
In the sense that it's external. That it's not, a celebrity guest. And we're all
True,
Yeah.
yeah.
we're all hammering around the celebrity guest, where it's like, no, the celebrity guest happened, and that was like the B or the C. And it's like, but Fozzie, and relationships, and storytelling.
And that was actually what bothered me about this episode, because I'm not super fond of the plot line of lying to friend to make them feel better, and then dealing with the consequences.
Fair enough.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's a standard trope. I mean, this one for me, and I'm sure, Steve, I feel like you and I share a feeling here. As a comedy writer, I felt Fozzie's pain so much.
I feel the pain of someone, you just have an idea that you think is so good.
A porcupine buying dress socks.
Yeah.
That seems like a decent premise.
I mean, he's going to slip on the socks, but the needles are going to go through it. He's going to ruin every pair he tries on. How's he ever going to know if they look good?
I mean, he should know. He should, for starters, he should probably know. He should have been. It should be at a shoe store that he buys his shoes there all the time.
And then she flails, and then all of a sudden she accidentally knits 3 more pairs of socks
Yes,
on her quilt.
that's the first thing I was thinking of. That would have been great.
Also, our engineer James wanted me to bring up that there's a stable in wrestling called the New Day, and everyone, when they come out to the ring, everybody chants "New Day sucks, New Day sucks," and they've been doing this all summer. And every time they've done this,
New Day socks.
New Day sucks, and I would go on the WWE shop and look for New Day socks, and then post a screenshot.
Oh my god.
And then post a screenshot and say, "Guys, you're missing out on my money."
Behind the scenes on AfterBuzz, guys.
That's
this
usually
is
where
already-
I'm at, so it's kind of nice to
this is
hear it
usually-
outside of it.
I mean, I could use new socks. I
can use new socks
At
all
this
the
point,
time.
I think the WWE shop should be sending me the New Day socks because of all the publicity.
Guys, get on it.
Get on
See,
it.
what
Give
they
me
should be
socks.
is this should be nude A socks.
Oh my goodness. Hey.
Oh boy.
I can. I'm here all week, folks.
Waka waka.
We know. We know.
Well, speaking of Fozzie, this is something, he's one of my favorite Muppets, so I like that we got a lot of him in this episode.
We got a lot of Fozzie so far this season.
And I'm okay with this because I
Yeah.
always feel like he kind of gets left out sometimes.
Yeah.
Me personally, I mean, I don't know. I just notice that it's usually about Kermit or Miss Piggy or even Gonzo, which also Gonzo was a big part of this one, which I was
Yeah.
like, I knew
Poor
he was,
Gonzo.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, poor guy.
Well, I liked that we got 3 distinct storylines, but it never felt like any of them were rushed. They were all on point. My favorite was just Kermit and Fozzie, just because I connected. Like I said, I connected with that. But I also feel the online dating.
Well, that's why I think it's so weird, because I've been watching Catfish for the first time, like the TV series, so it's really weird that Gonzo is kind of in that weird realm for a little bit, because he technically catfished this poor girl.
Yeah, not only did he pick a picture of Liam Hemsworth, he's dating a girl who doesn't know who Liam Hemsworth is.
So strange.
Speaking of someone someone who's been on OkCupid so long that I moderate OkCupid. Those pictures get flagged.
The problem is you're on OkCupid.
I was not aware.
Well, no, I'm on other.
Ladies, what up?
I'm finding my happiness, and a lot of it's from within. But I am
Okay, good.
I am on that website as well.
Okay.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. No judgment here.
Or
As a woman, I've heard so many horror stories,
From
especially.
OkCupid?
Oh my God!
But see,
Yes.
Steve, as Christina Applegate said, you got to live your truth, girl.
Herky durky. I am happy every time the Swedish Chef comes
Yes,
on screen.
thank you.
And just the Z snap.
That was the
beautiful.
weirdest, easily the weirdest moment so far
No,
in
I
the
had a moment
Muppets.
where I was
Oh no.
Hercules. I was so happy.
No, when I say weird, I don't mean bad. I just mean like, what? Just happened?
Oh my God, that was
The implications there are so funny.
Well, the implication is that the Swedish chef
Yeah.
has a name, and it's Megan or Megan.
Yeah,
Megan.
Migwin is a man's name
Okay.
in
Oh.
the Inuit language, which I learned from Helix.
I'm sorry. Okay, there it is. I was like,
But what is it in Swedish?
Someone should look that
Borsch to
up.
Borsch.
Internet,
Twitter people, tell us.
do it.
What is Megan or Megan or
Megan.
Megwin?
In Swedish.
England.
Or it's Gwen and he's me Gwen.
Ha! Ha!
It could
Or
be a
it's
couple.
just the Swedish Chef saying me and it gets Swedish Chefified.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
All
a
of
good
these
term
things.
to, yeah, no, I get it.
And he just enjoys snapping, you know?
Yeah.
That is a
Who
good term.
doesn't
And
enjoy
Turkey, turkey.
snapping?
You know, everybody likes the Z snap.
Yeah.
And not just because my name's Zach.
Sure. Yeah, okay.
But so let's get into Kermit and Fozzie's storyline. Because we're gonna get through Kermit, we're gonna go through Piggy and Christina Applegate. We'll go through Gonzo.
What's the name of our Kermit's assistant? Is it Linda?
Kermit's assistant
Yolanda.
is
Yolanda.
I care about you, Yolanda. I
I
know that
also-
you
I care
box
about
this, but
Yolanda.
I care about you, Yolanda, and your B average in your classes, your night
Also,
classes.
You
How
cared about
little-
her so much you couldn't remember her name.
I know.
how little is Kermit paying his assistant that she's trying to become an ultrasound tech?
I mean, maybe she. Well, look, working
has
as an
aspirations.
assistant
Okay.
on even working late night television is probably the easiest, steadiest job in entertainment. It's still hellish hours that no human being should be objected to, rat or otherwise.
Yeah.
No sentient being.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she seems to have steady, rewarding employment already.
can-
She should live her
Asterisk
truth.
on that.
She
She
should
can
live her
have
truth still.
aspirations. She can have aspirations.
Maybe she wants to be an ultrasound.
That's what I'm assuming. That's
technician,
what she
Steve.
sounds
Don't
pretty proud.
judge Yolanda.
I'm not judging
How
Yolanda.
dare you?
You best step.
I best step.
Screw that one.
Sorry.
But so I mean, so we talked about Fozzie's sketch, but then like Kermit has to decide like, do you? And this is like, I mean, something again like you struggle with, like when somebody brings you. I've lost friends because of feedback.
What? Wow. Jeez.
Giving people negative feedback is. People underestimate just how difficult that can be because this is something especially if you're a writer, how much effort it takes to put into that. Even if it's a 3-page sketch, you have put 6 to 10 hours into that, from
that's true.
coming up with it, brainstorming other ideas, whittling it down, then coming up with the script, writing it, maybe rewriting it again, and then you just like putting yourself out there. You make yourself incredibly vulnerable.
But it's also part of being a writer, and that's something you need to understand going into it. And it's a very difficult lesson to learn that what you write is not going to be perfect. And you think it is because it's your baby and you love it, but you're not always right. And you need to understand that criticism is a part of the business.
Yeah, but it's easy to take that kind of criticism from a boss. It's not so easy to hear it from a friend because you want to feel safe from your friends. You want your friends to protect you from the evils of the world. And bad feedback is, yes, it's usually a good thing, but it hurts to hear.
Yeah.
And when
Oh
it's
my
somebody
goodness,
you care
no.
about, it hurts to hear it. And so Kermit just doesn't want to deliver it because you don't want to tell your friend he's bad.
I want my friends to tell me the truth.
People usually don't ask me for feedback on sketches anymore because, well, no, not because
What did you do?
No, I'm not I'm not harsh because anytime I write just I didn't like this, I feel that I feel how I would feel if that was said to me. So instead, I give very constructive feedback with the base is I didn't like this. Here's why I didn't like this, and here's what you can do to change it. But people see that as me trying to write their sketch.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that.
I see that as good constructive
But
feedback.
and I preface it with this is just how I feel, and I don't give blanket statements of like I didn't like when this guy said this, because that's not helpful.
Yeah, no.
And Kermit didn't give any constructive feedback. I would say
No, he lied to him and told him to make it a movie.
That was where I hit the
Yeah.
point of like, why would you do that? That's like a total opposite of what you were trying.
And that's why I don't like this plot.
Yeah.
In his mind, he got the best. He got to like not deal with this, putting the sketch on his show, but also like not be mean to his friend's sketch. And just because like, look, when you read sketch comedy, there are some sketches that just should never.
yeah.
Right.
Like
yeah.
there's no constructive criticism about the sketch. It's just not funny.
And there are also things that aren't funny on the page. Like, I wrote for a sketch show for a long time. We're called Top Story Weekly. Go to topstoryweekly.com. And we would have a table read every week. And there'd be stuff that I would read beforehand and I'd think was hysterical. And then in the room it would just bomb. And then there's stuff that would like nail it in the room that would make it on the show and would also bomb. But like it's just so subjective.
Comedy is unpredictable.
Yeah.
At best.
That's why I watch improv shows.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
We get a high bar for improv because it's like, they just made it up. If you wrote it down and had time, people expect way more.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah. Improv gets a pass at being like mediocre.
Wow.
Ouch.
He's on the
That's
improv
judgment
troupe.
improv.
That's
You know
not
that, right?
constructive at all.
Be funnier. That's my constructive
Do
criticism
better.
for you.
Back to the show.
But so Fozzie.
At least he didn't say it was a dumpster fire? I was like,
And that was being generous.
yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
man.
jeez,
But
Kermit.
can we talk about how when when Kermit goes to talk to Fozzie, we finally found Rolf.
Yes!
Yes.
Finally!
Thank
He has
God.
a tavern.
I was
And a
preparing.
corner
I'm okay with this.
I was preparing to have a whole conversation
Yeah.
this week about how Rolf was he was taken out of the Muppets for a while in respect for Jim Henson when he
Yeah.
passed away, because Rolf was Jim Henson's favorite, and so they sort of like
And
shelved
voiced
him
by
for a
him.
while. Yes.
Yeah.
Muppet
Well,
Christmas Carol was the first time they had him back in a movie since Jim Henson's passing.
Well,
Yeah.
he was also the first Muppet prior to the Muppets.
Yeah.
He was on a show that Jim Henson was. Rolf was essentially. I don't have all the information, but Rolf was a character before the Muppets
Yeah.
that Jim Henson voiced and created.
I was preparing to talk to you guys about that, and then Rolf showed up, and I was just like, well, don't need this anymore.
I'm so glad that he's back.
I was preparing
Tell me about it.
hashtag Where's Rolf until I saw there was a picture of him with Liam Hemsworth. There's a picture
Really?
of Liam.
Oh, okay.
There was a pic
Oh, I
on
think
Twitter
I
this
missed
morning
that.
to promote the show.
There you go.
That I was like, okay, Rolf's in. We're good.
All
Can we
right.
do Where's Walter?
Where's? Oh, we should do Where's Walter.
Yeah.
You're right. Where's
I
Walter?
didn't think
I
about that.
still think he's gonna show up in a beach house as some like Hollywood dick.
Yes, please.
I think so.
Where's Camilla? Where's she been?
That's another good question.
Oh my gosh.
The chicken, Gonzo's
Yeah,
usual.
that's what-
Where is
Oh,
she?
the first-
Well,
yeah.
well, let's remember though, like we've established this: the Muppets in their movies are not the Muppets in real life.
that's
This
true.
show is the Muppets in real life.
I
so
still want
none of the
Camilla.
No, I
relationships.
think it'd be really
yes.
funny to see Camilla just walk in and then Gonzo just be like, "What? What are you doing here?" And she's like all sassy.
Just to have her be like thinking the relationship was real and Gonzo be like,
Oh dear.
we were acting. You get that, right?
Yeah.
We were method
I mean,
acting.
Gonzo seems pretty
'Cause he's-
desperate at this point.
Oh,
if he's
yeah.
putting.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
All right,
What happened?
we'll get to Gonzo. Let's
Yes.
finish up with Kermit and Fozzie.
Yes,
But I love the scene in the bar. You don't. What was it? The whole craft beer thing has gotten a bit out of hand.
Yes, I love that.
Tastes
He's
like
talked
a
about
pie.
pumpkin spice.
Drinking
Well,
a
and
pie.
I literally have a beer that I drink that tastes like banana bread. It's drinking banana
have-
bread.
Shock Top. No.
No,
Okay,
there's,
no.
a, there's a different one.
There's a Shock Top that's banana
Yeah,
flavored.
I don't. Yeah, and there's
in that
one
sampler
I can't
pack.
remember. It starts with a W that tastes like Fruity Pebbles, and I was like, "This is weird. This is weird. It's
Has
not
any-
intended. It's not intended to taste like Fruity
Has
Pebbles.
anyone
It's
had the
just-
root beer?
No, I go
not-
straight for cider, so I miss all of
There's
these.
not your
Hey,
grandpa's.
sorry, I don't mean to just
There's-
block out your face.
This is why we need to sit next to each other.
I know.
It's called Not Your Grandpa's Root Beer, and it's essentially
Yeah.
a spiced ale
I've had
that
it,
they
it's
spice it so much
so
that it
good.
tastes like root beer, but it's still totally beer.
Oh, I've had alcoholic ginger beer. Crabbies.
I like Krabbies.
Those are good.
Just pour whiskey in the ginger beer and
That too.
It's alcohol.
I like that
but
too.
there's also raspberry, and it's the best.
Anyway, way off the topic.
Super off topic.
Drink responsibly, kids.
So we got Rolf, and he had surgery.
Yeah, he's chewing. He's got his.
I love his
Cone of shame.
And this whole scene, I'm pretty sure, was in the YouTube presentation. The 10-minute pilot presentation that was at Comic-Con.
I never got to see it.
That's why I was very "Where's Rolf?" because he was in that presentation.
Gotcha.
Okay. Makes sense.
Gotcha.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But so Fozzie runs away to the woods to find himself. I mean, that is a classic writer thing. You usually rent a cabin.
Yeah.
No, he
where
wanted
you can
to do
write.
it bear style and hang out in the wild.
You don't want a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
Horror movies.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
maybe
no,
you
I knew
gotta
that.
write a horror movie though, then you're perfect.
I can't see Foster writing a horror movie. Like, no way.
No, you can
His
write about
sketches
the
might become them.
porcupine,
Yeah.
the porcupine romantic comedy about the socks.
There you go.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Pierced my heart with a sock. That's my made-up title for this movie.
Well, but that's like the.
Sock it to me.
Nice. I was going to call it Killer Spikes, but whatever.
We need a Statler and Waldorf right now, just to be
You're just telling us how terrible we were being.
You suck!
Even Fozzie would be off there to the side, just like, no. No. Just walking
I'm
away.
still in shock that we got a woo last episode. I know I wasn't here last week, but what?
That was my
The woo
favorite.
is universal.
Get outta
It's
here.
universal.
What?
Yeah.
I'm allowed to feel things. But as they have to replace Fozzie because he runs away, we get guest star Nick Offerman.
I
So
love him
good.
so
He is-
much.
Bless this man. Bless this
Also,
man.
I'm calling it in. I'd like a cappuccino machine.
I want a brass cappuccino machine. I'm so mad that he might have actually got one.
So they're firing Nick Offerman now.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder if we'll get to see that, or it's just gonna be swept under the rug.
Well, Tom Bergeron didn't stick around super long, so.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
that could just be some tweetable video.
yeah.
be
Some
Lovely.
supplementary.
I would love
content.
that.
Nick Offerman is just he has such perfect comedic timing and tone. Everything,
So good.
everything. Just like my favorite moment in this episode was with him and the bear,
Bobo.
Bobo. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
Where he's like,
I love, but we haven't seen enough Bobo.
I love your. Actually, we've seen a lot.
Well, no,
of
I'm
Bobo.
saying
Yeah.
prior. I was gonna say prior to this show, we didn't see very much Bobo.
Yeah.
I just think he's the glue that keeps everything together.
Yeah.
I love your
and
beard.
those cookies.
I wish I could grow a beard like yours.
Yes,
I know.
thank you. That's
And then
good.
well, I was upset because he was my swimming buddy, but
Oh yeah.
I guess we are both bears.
I don't really see it that way. But I guess we are both bears. I guess that's a thing we both are as well.
Bless that bear. He's wonderful.
And Nick Offerman just keeps that. It's like a boat.
Maybe I'll name it Cappuccino so I can have everything.
Then he maybe hooked up with Janice in the.
No, Janice it's Janice Pepper, and she's married to the other member of the band who.
Can throw out all of your previous assumptions about who's dating who.
Okay. Yeah,
we
pretty
keep
much.
learning that.
Are they brother?
Yep.
But they're not brother and sister like the White Stripes, or is that there's not?
I honestly
I don't
know.
think so.
I
I
think
was
it-
going to say, if they're brother and sister and married, we've started watching Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
That's-
that's it. That's what we've
But
done.
it's Janice Pepper, and then it's something Pepper who plays guitar.
Sergeant.
I
I don't
was
know.
like, no, I don't. I forget.
Someone better
Someone
have
on the
got
chat.
that.
Either way, Nick Offerman and Janice have had something going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good for Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
I
true.
thought Janice was going to be Kermit's rebound. I tweeted that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, they've been working together forever.
Where did Denise go?
I mean,
I think
she's
she's
just
around.
She's
Yeah.
busy.
probably-
She's worked for marketing. She's got a lot to do.
That's true.
The fall schedule just dropped.
They haven't
Yeah.
cross-promoted in a while, though.
Not that you can see.
That's true.
Yeah, that
Some
office
things you
was-
can't put on network television.
That office was real dark.
Super dark.
What do you think the chances are that he thinks I'm a baseball statue?
Why are you sitting there in the dark?
I'm coming in.
So good. Well, let's jump over just because we don't have a ton of time. Because I want to talk Gonzo and Liam Hemsworth.
So bad.
Oh, poor.
No, I've been handsome since birth.
Poor Gonzo. Poor elephant beaver. Gonzo.
I love elephant. Can we talk about Chip the IT guy?
Love
Did
Chip.
anybody else get? I'm sorry, I was real creeped out by Chip.
Yes, and
think
that's
it's the
the
intention.
point.
The fact that his
yeah.
pupils blink and
Yeah,
his
that was
eyes.
the creepy part.
I literally had to pause it and go, did his pupils
His
just
pupils
peek?
blink.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I work IT, so I kind of love this stereotype
my
because
roommate.
for the most part, it's not really true anymore.
Hold on, Katie. Let me.
No,
Pupils aren't blinking.
Yeah,
You're
he's
okay.
yeah.
All right. See, it is. It's all
If we're
IT
gonna
people.
go there, we're gonna go there.
Yeah, Chip is so creepy, and Chip is a character who's like appeared a lot in the background of movies.
Yeah.
Like he I checked, he's been in like 4 or 5 different Muppet movies
Right.
or shows or like the Jim Henson Hour. Like it just like as like a guy. He was they once referred to him as if his name was Lester Zidwag. Zidwang, something like that.
And that's why he goes by Chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. My favorite line from
I'm
him.
Chip, the IT guy.
My favorite line from him was when he responded to Miss Piggy. Like, yeah.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? And she was like, I wasn't talking to you. And he's like, but you were looking right at me.
And I love it because he did that slow blink too
Oh, just
when
like-
he did it. And I was like,
It reminded.
Following that up with, I've been taught that when people are looking at me and talking, that they're talking to me. And it's like, yep, we have gone into deep stereotype territory here. Oh.
It reminded me of a line on 30 Rock, one of my favorite lines on 30 Rock, which was, wait, your face looks just like that place card that someone showed me that said angry.
yes, I remember that.
Not
line.
you look angry. Your face looks like that flashcard that showed anger.
That says angry.
So
Yep.
awkward.
I thought the reason that he was named Chip was because he was in IT. That's what I thought, like Michael
Yeah,
Chip.
I
Like,
think
that's
it's.
what I was
I think it's
thinking.
like it's a both.
Okay.
I mean,
I
I
didn't
don't
know.
think Lester Zidwag has really.
Oh my gosh, someone
translates
said it in the chat. Sorry.
I will
That
be
made me just so happy.
surprised.
to what?
And it's Floyd Pepper.
Yeah, that Vern C said micro parentheses Chip, and I didn't even get to look at it, so I was like, what?
I will be surprised if he shows up again.
I'm hoping that he does.
No,
Maybe
I
not
think
that
he'll show up.
often.
He'll probably show up to do like a one-liner here and
Well,
there.
he seems a little more ingrained. He was also in that 10-minute presentation that's on YouTube.
was
Okay, so maybe.
Because they were talking about like how we're going to do a whole new show, and it was like this big introductory scene. And then they panned to him, and he's like, "Are you going to use some of the lesser-known Muppet characters?"
Well, it's a useful character because it's a funny bit. Like anytime he comes in is just weird. Like because you bring him in to fix whatever.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Katie.
well, I mean,
anytime we have a problem,
You didn't bring
we
him in
call
to fix
Katie.
Gonzo.
Yeah,
Gonzo's
well, no,
whatever.
he pretty much just raided his privacy on his iPad,
Yeah,
and I was just like,
no
come
hesitation.
on. Just already reading emails. I was like, what's happening here?
But which is how
You
we got
don't
into
do that, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is how we got into Gonzo going on this date, and they trick Liam Hemsworth, our third guest star of the episode,
Yep.
into seeing, into coming to this thing, because he really wants to be on Late Night with Miss Piggy,
What was her
or Up Late with Miss
name?
Piggy.
Who?
Debbie.
Debbie.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
I love how Pepe just keeps referring to a Debbie,
Yeah.
as if like Debbie is a very like.
That's a notable
And then you drink
club.
poison. That's the only way to deal with a Debbie.
Yes.
Wow.
Mr. Handsome Man. I think
I
my
love
favorite line
me
from
too.
Liam Hemsworth was just I've struck out a few times, just at a very high level.
I love that he called. What did he call Gonzo? An elephant beaver?
Yeah, it was an
beaver.
elephant
I
beaver.
loved that. That
That's
was
descriptive.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yep.
no,
It's accurate.
makes sense.
He's a space chicken or an elephant beaver.
Space chicken.
He sounds like one of those animal mashups from Avatar,
Oh man.
But he-
like a platypus bear.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
But they never established what, like, he's just not.
He's
an
a whatever.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
that's
whatever.
what
Yeah.
it was.
But closely resembling an anteater.
That's what I thought
He's
he
a
was when I
whatever.
first.
Anteater was the closest thing he resembles, but it's clear that
Yeah.
Gonzo is just not
No.
an animal, whereas Fozzie's a bear.
Fonzie?
Or and
Hey.
Fonzie is a bear.
Fonzie
Yes.
is a bear.
That's my Fonzie the bear.
I love it.
Uh,
I'm a huge
And
fan
then
of Grease.
just dead silence. All right.
all right. So
Does anyone have constructive criticism for that joke?
I love
It's
it.
a dumpster fire.
Thank you.
See, and between the two of us, you have a happy medium.
I feel like there should be a somewhere in there, but I guess
Does anybody have anything else about just Gonzo and Liam Hemsworth? This is a fun scene.
Yeah.
And just Liam
wasn't-
Hemsworth being like, "You're the first person to
wasn't
love me,
expecting
not
that.
as an
Was anybody else
actor.
expecting
Can we
that?
go somewhere else?" I want to know what fish joint he was talking about in Malibu.
Yes,
Because I'm like,
please.
okay, there's this, and there's this, and there's this. I went to Pepperdine, and so there's
Yeah.
all the
Yeah,
little...
yeah.
I know the places.
It's probably the one at the end of Santa Monica.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I was thinking of the
Or
one
the
that's
end of
actually a little
Sunset, I
closer.
mean.
Yeah, no, I knew.
No,
what
I
you
think
you know what I'm
meant.
talking
Yeah.
about.
I think he's talking about Jessica Alba's house, where she has her own chef that just makes you sushi.
Oh, is that what that is?
You guys haven't been?
No, the Malibu Inn does a really good seafood. A lot of people just don't know about it.
Anyway.
And now you do.
No one else has been to Jessica Alba's house? Sorry.
James, keep that like host has wandered off the subject button at the beginning, 'cause this panel has just gone insane. Yes.
The host has wandered off the subject. Please
And now
return at once.
let's get
I've
back.
only ever
Our
gotten that
systems
twice.
detect that
Let's
a
get
host
back
was a thing.
on it with.
forgot
I want to
about
talk
this.
before we get into
Oh my gosh,
the
it's gonna
last
keep going.
the last part of this. Let's do. Let's talk about iTunes, you guys.
Yes.
Because we gotta check in. Because you guys know the deal. I made you a deal in episode 1, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
far you're making a little bit of progress. Slow, but you're making progress. If you get us to 25 reviews, don't forget 25 is the magic number. 25 reviews, not ratings, reviews. I will show you on this program the footage of me on Sesame Street as a child.
I'm going to go review because I want to see this.
Yeah, because right now we're at 8, so that means 17 to go.
Oh,
I'm
We're
gonna
3 episodes in.
I'm gonna up the ante. I've been known for the past probably 3 or 4 years to only at parties when no one's recording to do an acoustic version of Rainbow Connection where I'm both myself,
What?
Kermit,
What?
and Miss Piggy. And I will play it live in this studio if we make it to 35. Only 10 more.
I'm crying. This needs to happen.
Only 10 more than Zach's goal.
Sort of afraid now.
At 35.
But I want to give some shout outs as well. You do also get a shout out. And so, Ron P. 1979, what an awesome podcast. Oh, I absolutely love the Muppets and love this AfterBuzz show. Thanks for the wonderful chat. Princess Heather 2 says, so much fun. The best Muppet review show. These hosts know their stuff. And Jerica76 says, so fun. A lovely laugh riot.
Yes.
Positive reviews.
Riot.
And hopefully not just because we're bribing them.
Not at all.
No.
All right, so to close out, let's get into what was the opening sort of storyline of the show. Miss Piggy and Christina Applegate, where Christina Applegate shows up with just some embarrassing footage.
And I love how Gonzo was just like, oh yeah, I wanted to go over your head. I'm your boss.
But I went behind your back. And I love that Christina Applegate is one of the only cameos we've had as herself who hasn't been just a complete jerk.
Oh,
Because usually they show up and it has the diva cranked up to 11 no matter who it is.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever a celebrity plays themselves on a show like this, they're always playing a heightened version of
Oh,
themselves.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So this was the one that like really wasn't like. She just played very nice. Like although I wonder if she knew that Miss Piggy would get caught at the end. there.
She
don't
could
know.
be an evil mastermind.
I think she's an evil mastermind.
I mean, maybe she just really wanted a bite of cake. You never know.
I mean, if you put cake in
Not
front
the
of me.
whole thing.
If you put cake in front of me right now.
Yeah, it's just.
I would love the opportunity to just like somebody's just like just shove it in your face. Like that looks like fun.
Yeah.
Especially because she got paid to do it. Like that.
She did.
Oh my god, yes. I wonder how many takes that took. Hopefully just the one.
Yeah, they
Yeah, 'cause
probably
those
just
cakes
got
were really
the
nice.
one.
So I would feel bad if there's like multiples of them and they're. Just...
I mean, I would more feel bad for the makeup team.
Yeah.
That
That has to
Makeup
go
and
in and
hair.
clean her
Yeah.
up. Yeah, makeup,
Yeah,
hair, and
it was
makeup. Just like,
all back there.
please do it in one take.
Those
Please
are-
do it in one.
Well, and those are the things you shoot like 4 different ways.
Yeah, you
Like
get,
something-
you get a bunch of cameras.
something
And this
like
show,
that.
This show is well. I don't. Actually, be interesting to find out. I'd be interested to find out if the Muppets is shot like multicam like that. I think it probably would be, but it'd be more difficult just because of puppeteers.
Yeah.
True.
Well,
Yeah.
well, they're on the Disney lot and they have stages built that I believe are 4 or 5 inches risen, specifically.
Oh yeah,
so.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
how they generally do it. But it would you still have to like with that
Oh,
many
yeah.
puppets going at
Yeah.
once.
Fair enough.
I mean, the conference room
and multiple
alone
angles.
is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which is why you only ever see the conference room from the table up.
Yeah, I know.
We could all be Muppets. You'd never know.
I mean, Muppets in general, you don't usually see anything below the waist.
Which
I mean,
is
we
why
get to
the
see
shot of
Fozzie
Fozzie jumping up and down.
looks
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
They marionette those.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's great, and I love it. It just looks so funny because he's just like...
Trying to get the food.
He's not even like jumping that high. He's
Oh, yeah,
also just, like
Fozzie-
bending his knees.
We didn't talk about how Fozzie got shot with a dart.
Oh my gosh. I was just like,
By
what?
a park ranger.
Yeah.
I just love him.
I was
I'm
expecting
dead, and you're dead. But just after the way you treated me, I wasn't sure you'd make it up here. Just like, oh, bless you.
I was expecting a Yogi joke.
Oh, I would have loved
To
that.
come in there.
Missed
Copyright,
opportunity,
I guess.
guys. Oh, no, okay.
And then just talking about being high and Kermit going, I did lick my third cousin once, and the walls started
That was
melting.
my
like,
favorite
oh
line.
my god.
My favorite line of all time.
That was
that
just
one.
one of those where you
Kermit
step
licking
back and go,
toads.
he
Come on.
licked his cousin.
Yeah. Just everything about that line is just like, whoa. Whoa. Okay, Kermit. All right.
I'm in for
You
this.
have fun, man.
Yeah,
Have a blast.
He's allowed.
Do your thing.
Totally
Live your
allowed.
truth.
Oh my god, no, she did not.
Doing
Birds to
hallucinogens. Doing hallucinogens is not living your truth. Let's be clear.
That's also true.
All right, guys. Anything else that you want to talk about? The
poll.
Then I know. I meant before.
he's
You stole my way to steal
Should
my
be segging
thunder,
into the
Katie.
poll.
Well, okay.
Oh,
now that
no.
my momentum is gone, I want to talk about this week's fan poll. As you guys, if you've watched the show before, you know that each week we're doing a fan poll on Twitter to find out what some of your guys' favorite things or what you think of the Muppets, and you can use the hashtag ABTVMuppets to follow along and to vote. And this week was, what is your favorite Muppet movie? Of all time. It could be the new ones, the old ones, TV movies. I have the votes here. It's very close.
Ooh.
So I think it's going to come down to what the panel thinks.
Oh no. No.
I'll start with mine because I know that because I'm the only one that voted for it.
Oh,
the
dear.
original Muppet movie is my all-time favorite. Just I love the music in it is unparalleled. The traveling and the Hollywood stuff. It will always have a special place in my heart. Jason Segel's The Muppets, close second, maybe tied with Manhattan. Katie,
That was a fun movie. My favorite Muppet movie is the one that starts out with a whole bunch of dead people. Muppet Treasure Island. Absolute favorite. That was Biddy Katie's introduction to Tim Curry. The continual fourth walling is wonderful, and that is a movie where I sit down and put it on just because I like it. That's a movie where I know all the words to all the songs, even Love Let Us Here. And that's the movie that I quoted at my grandmother's wake to someone who didn't know the movie, so that was awkward. But it's just a really fun movie. If you haven't seen it, it's one of the best retellings of Treasure Island that I've ever seen.
What was the quote?
Yeah. So I will say that 1, I was in high school, and 2, I did this very quietly to my cousin, whom had not seen the movie at the time. And if I'd known she hadn't seen the movie, I wouldn't have said it. But it is, we are standing in a room with a dead guy. I said she was the only one that heard me, but she looked at me like, "What is wrong with you? You haven't seen that movie?"
And you're just like, many things.
I feel like the movie, given hindsight, wouldn't make the context.
Steve Kaufmann, what's in your vote?
Now that I've ruined it.
No, he didn't ruin it. The Muppets with Jason Segel.
Okay.
And I'm the opposite of you. That I think the original Muppets is a close second. But I just like the way they told that story.
It was a great movie. I was laughing. I was dying laughing in the theater.
It just stood alone by itself and revamped them to be in a place where we could be talking about them because they're on ABC.
That's true.
Yeah. Traveling by map.
Of course.
Is there any other? But no, I think mine. I'm also on the Katie train over here. Muppets Treasure Island is just it's a movie that's very close to my heart because talking more about dead people. My aunt had breast cancer, and she loved that movie, and so we used to watch it every time I was at her house. And her favorite thing was because she used to get really big. Like, she has freckles for a Filipino, so it's very rare. So it looks like moles. So anytime she got a new one, even though it wasn't really new, it was just something that we couldn't see, she'd go, "The black spot!" Like, run around the house, and it was my favorite thing. And so she would sing me all the songs, and we used to run around, and she used to have this long, pretty, glittery feather boa, and she used to do Cabin Fever before we went to bed.
Oh my
that
God,
was her-
yes.
Yeah, so that movie will always be close to my heart.
Well, guys, with those two, you didn't even actually need those two votes because it was already ahead. But Muppet Treasure Island takes the poll as
so
as
great.
our fans' favorite Muppet movie of
Yo
all time.
ho!
Well,
With a
I'll wait.
four-way tie for second place between Jason Segel's The Muppets, Great Muppet Caper,
Oh, man.
A Muppet Christmas Carol,
See, that one on Muppet
and
Treasure Island
Muppets
are
Take
like,
Manhattan.
like right there with me.
Christmas Carol's
Carol's
like my
Yeah.
third favorite, and Muppets with Seagull is my second.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Christmas.
So good.
Anytime Christmas comes around,
Lots
that's the
of
first
great
movie I watch,
stuff.
besides Die Hard.
So next week, for next week's poll, this will be the fan question for this week. Use the hashtag. We want to know, what is your favorite Muppet song? So many to choose from.
No.
So many. We're gonna need this is gonna be
need
very
a
close,
list.
just because. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just Google it.
Yeah.
The winner
I was
might
like,
just be if two people vote for the same song, because
It's-
there's so
yeah.
many.
There's so many.
I mean, you can vote for Rainbow Connection. It's Not Easy Being Green. Like, almost anything.
Jeez.
But use the hashtag ABTV Muppets. Once again, ABTV Muppets. It's on the screen, like right here.
Here? Yeah.
It's right there.
Somewhere over here.
It's
over here.
Get your hand out of the shot, Steve. Right there, ABTV Muppets, and use that hashtag, and that way we can find your vote and we can count it for next week's poll. So until then, do you guys have anything else?
I do. Penfold in the chat decided to be our lovely. You can read it. Go for it.
Well, can you do the other?
Yeah, I'll be Waldorf. Go
Well,
for
this
it.
panel tells me a lot.
About the Muppets.
No, about how bad these kids are both.
Yeah, he put that in the chat, and I think that's
That's
really
nice.
awesome.
I like that.
Bless you, my children. I think
my God.
we need to end on that.
Yeah,
I think that's
gonna
that.
do it, you guys. Thank you for joining us for AfterBuzz TV Muppets After Show. We'll be back next week with episode 4. I don't have the title in front of me, but I'm sure it's something hilarious.
Yes.
What was it? Bear Right, Bear the Writer. What was this
Bear
week's
right,
episode?
Bear left, then bear right.
I think that was. Isn't
Bear
that
left,
that's
then
this
bear
week?
right.
Okay, I was
This
like,
week.
what?
I was
It was
like,
in my
well, I
mind.
didn't say it during that. But anyway, until next week, Alexis Torres, where can the people keep up
You
with
can
you?
find me all over the social media sites. Can't talk words. At atorres890. Again, don't forget to help me out with my 100th vlog. To send me questions about the Muppets or anything like that, and you can use the hashtag. I know we're just throwing a bunch of hashtags at you. Ask atorres890.
And you guys can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That is Kaufmann. I'm on Twitter a lot, and I tweet about the other 5 shows I do here at AfterBuzz TV.
I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at Kiaxet, that's Kiaxet, and on Snapchat at Kia Prime. I write articles for the Movie Chick, that's Chick with 2 Ks. I'm on the Movie Chick Movie News Show, and I am on so many shows here at AfterBuzz, including Blind Spot, which is coming up in an hour.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter at @ZachWilson, ThatZachWilson, also on Instagram, and a whole bunch of shows here at AfterBuzz, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. later tonight, Doctor Who on Sundays, and a bunch more throughout the week. Guys, I'm Zach Wilson, and thanks for geeking out with us.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.